The Hunger Games, the odds are very much in this movie's favor. It dominates the box office for a second weekend in a row. Let's find out just how well it did with Michelle Kung. She's in Los Angeles. What was the take over the weekend, Michelle?
The film made over $61 million, which is really impressive for a second week.
Now, even more impressive making that for a second week is its total take so far, breaking some records. What is that?
It is now up to over 250 million, which is a really, impressive sum, given that it's only been out for, less than 2 weeks.
And I believe that makes it the first or the fastest non-sequel movie, Michelle, to ever cross that critical $250 million threshold.
Yeah, like people are just lining up to see this. I mean, even, last week in its opening, it was also a record holder there. It's like the highest opening for a non-sequel film as well. So, Hollywood is obsessed with this idea that, people want to see sequels, but this is proving like an exception to the case.
And what are the odds that it could be on top for a third week in a row?
I think there's a fairly good chance of it. April tends to be a little slower in terms of the movies that roll out because all the big studios are gearing up for their summer films, which start rolling out in May. So I don't think it's going to have a lot of competition in kind of that big budget action sort of film.
Obviously, a lot of crossover with both male and female viewers for the Hunger Games movie. We saw it we were looking at the statistics just a second ago. It almost doubled its take in the second weekend from Wrath of the Titans, which opened, I believe, this last weekend. That was a very male-dominated film in terms of viewers, correct?
Yes, that was primarily male and older male as well.
And what's the premise behind Wrath of the Titans? That is a sequel, is that correct?
Yes, it is a sequel to a 2010 film called Clash of the Titans, and it stars Sam Worthington as the mythological hero Perseus.
Now, another on a little bit softer scale, although it is a dark story, we're seeing a lot of, two movies, in fact, coming out about Snow White. The first starring Julia Roberts, Mirror, Mirror. Tell us about that film. How did it do?
That film, it did okay. It came in third at the box office in its first weekend. It's from Relativity Media, and it has Julia Roberts. It's kind of a softer film. It is rated PG, so it was kind of more pushed as a family film than anything else. And
they were showing previews of that, I believe, during the Hunger Games movie, at least when I went to see it. Now, there's a second movie, Snow White and the Huntsman. That's also, again, the Snow White epic. That comes out June 1st. We'll be watching that as well. Now, let's talk about the next film down, 21 Jump Street. That was number 4. What's that film about? How did it do?
That is a remake of the TV show, and it came out a couple of weeks ago before the Hunger Games, but, it's a comedy that people have been enjoying, and so therefore it's still in the top 5.
And hanging on, the Lorax, the Dr. Seuss film, still doing quite well, yes?
Yeah, same thing. It's like box office overall is up this year, so people are clearly going out to see the movies as long as there's something that they want to see.